Sukhasana, easy pose. Arrive in the present moment. Draw your awareness to your breath. Bring your fingertips to touch, Hakini Mudra. The theme for this class is balance. Which is in line with the September full moon energy. The peak pose is garudasana, eagle pose. Neck stretch, ear to shoulder. Other side. Repeat. You can begin to find some yes-no head movements. Neck rolls forward, shoulder to shoulder. Seated cat-cow. Shoulder rolls backwards. Shoulder roll forward. Return to seated cat-cow. I'm just turning here so you can see what it looks like from the side. Torso circles. Reverse direction. Side bend. Hold and breathe. Other side. Side bend stretch. Arms up overhead, palms to heart center. Breathe. Seated staff pose. Early forward bend. Arms up overhead. Fold from the waist. Flat back. And fold. Release the neck. Back to easy pose. Arms up overhead, out in front. Bring one arm across the body and pull it towards you, stretching out the shoulder. This is a eagle arm prep. Other side. Now coming into eagle arms. Option to flow. Exhale when you bend forward. Inhale as you reach up. Switch arms. Option to flow. Arms up overhead, tricep stretch. Prep for a back bind. Option to move into hands clasped behind the back. Switch sides. Tabletop. Ground down through the palms of the hands. Shins plant firmly, back is straight. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Walk the dog. We'll be here for several breaths. Bend one leg and the other. Really articulating through the toes. Biceps along the ears. Three-legged dog with the right, left, right, and left. Walk the feet forward, standing forward bend. You can touch the floor or your shins, clasp elbows. Slowly roll up to stand. And we'll arrive in Tadasana. Take a moment to ground down into the earth with all four corners of the feet. Feet are hip distance. Palms come to heart center. And breathe. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Small back bend. Fold forward. Bend the left leg, twist open to the left. Repeat on the other side. Bend the right leg, twist open to the right. Step back into downward facing dog. Forward to plank, lower down to chaturanga, Small cobra. We'll find a sphinx pose. Fingers point towards the wall in front of you. Pelvis presses down into the ground. Push back into a child's pose. Come forward into tabletop. Push back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Three-legged dog, right, left, one more round. Walk the feet forward, forward fold at the top of the mat, halfway lift, fold, rise to stand. Arms up overhead, option to back bend, palms to heart center. Step back into warrior two, right leg forward. Hold here and breathe. Reach forward, up and back, reverse your warrior. Triangle pose. Hand to shin or the floor. 5 rounds of breath. Pyramid pose. Step forward, forward fold, halfway lift, fold, step back into plank, lower down, chaturanga, baby cobra or up dog, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Three-legged dog, right, left, and repeat. Step or hop forward, halfway lift, fold, rise up to stand. Option to back bend, Tadasana. Warrior two, other side. Virabhadrasana 2. I'm just turning around to face you. Prepare to reverse. Lean forward, up and back. Triangle pose. Pyramid pose. Parsvatanasana. Step forward, forward fold. I'm just coming back to the other front of the mat. Prep for bird of paradise. Twist open to the left, bend the left leg. Other side. Prep for bird of paradise. Forward fold. Step back into plank. Lower down chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step or hop forward, forward fold. Rise to stand. Coming into tree pose. Raise the arms up overhead. Palms to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Foot comes to the calf or inner thigh or ankle. Transition into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Arms overhead. Hold and breathe. Swim the arms around and back. Drop the hands to the floor, standing split. Feet come together, rise up to standing. Palms to heart center. Other side, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Transitioning to Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Remember, the theme for this class is balance, equilibrium, finding that mind-body connection and balance. Fold forward to standing split. Feet come together. Forward fold, jump or step back into plank. Lower down chaturanga, cobra or upward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Step or hop forward, forward fold, rise to stand. Step back into Warrior 2, then transition to Warrior 1, Eagle Arms. Option to flow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, humble warrior. Low lunge, easy twist. Rise to revolved high lunge. Reverse it. Cartwheel the arms to the floor. Plank. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step or hop to forward fold. Halfway lift. Rise to stand. We'll repeat this sequence on the other side. Step back into Virabhadrasana 2. Transition into Warrior 1, Eagle Arms. Option to flow. Easy twist. Prepare to stand, revolved high lunge. Reverse it. Cartwheel the arms to the floor. Plank pose. Downward facing dog or vinyasa. Step or hop forward, forward fold. Rise to stand. Forward fold, coming into bird of paradise with a bind. Lower down. We'll move directly into the other side. This side was a little more challenging for me to balance. I'm going to give it one more shot. If you fall, that's okay. Grab a sip of water. Transitioning into our peak pose of garudasana, eagle pose. Forward fold. Last vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Child's pose. Downward facing dog. Forward fold. Rise to stand. Arms outstretched. Raise one leg, pull it towards you. Standing wind relieving pose. Bring it out to the side. Cross the ankle over the knee. Standing half pigeon. Sink into it. Maybe bring the fingertips to the ground. Eagle pose. Eagle legs, eagle arms. I'm going to turn to the side here. Think about balance, equilibrium. We'll come directly into the other side, but first, some goddess squats. Exhale on the way down. Cactus the arms. Two more. Heel raises. Neck rolls. Palms outstretched. Bring one shoulder forward. Now the other one. Palms to heart center. Eagle pose, other side. Wind relieving pose. Hip out to the side. Pigeon, standing half pigeon. Come into eagle. Wrap the legs. Foot can wrap around the calf. Eagle arms. I'm just turning to the side. Option to flow. Back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to forward fold, swan dive. Last time, twisting, revolved forward fold. Step back into downward facing dog. Eagle legs in down dog. Just for a moment. Lower into child's pose. Balasana. Tabletop with intuitive movement. Hip articulation. Out, back, up, and down. Out, back, up, and down. Just 3 times. And the other side. Extend the left leg behind you. Bring it forward, low lunge. Option to twist. Option to raise the back knee. Coming into a quadricep stretch, reach around and back. Release. Return to plank, lower down to child's pose. Tabletop with intuitive movement. Raise the right leg, low lunge. Option to twist. Option to find a quad stretch. Release. Plank. Step forward. Coming into malasana, garland pose. I'm going to turn towards the front so you can see. I'm going to put my feet on the ground. Open to one side. Other side. This is also called yogi squat. Option to find crow pose if that's in your practice. I'm going to turn back to the side. Coming back to the idea of balance. Fell forward there, stretching out the backs of my wrists. I'm going to try again. And release. Coming into plank pose, lowering down to the belly. Return to Sphinx. Finding a little bit of a flow here. Turning to the side. Prop up on the elbow. Side body stretch. Option to come up onto the hand. Switch sides. Side body stretch on the forearm. Option to come onto the hand. Return to center. Roll onto your back. Rock and roll, massage the lower back. Happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Option to rock your baby. Option to Peter Pan, extend one leg at a time, and straddle. Find a figure 4. From here, open to a spinal twist. Return to center. Switch sides. Figure 4 into a spinal twist. Rock and roll, come up to boat pose or half boat, arms extended. Come into full boat and release. We're about to enter Shavasana. We'll be here for about 5 minutes. Give yourself this time to relax, release completely. Let your body absorb everything that you just did. Feel the support of the earth. Think about the positions that challenged your balance, and the work we did to even it out. And I'll leave you in silence. Begin to find small movements, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe rock the head side to side. The arms can stretch up overhead. Bring in one knee and then the other. Roll onto your side. Make your way to a seated position. Palms together. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Draw your awareness to your breath. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.